But here we go. Game number 2 in a best of 3 between the Mighty Goats and Snitches Get Stitches on Warhead Junction. Uh, Mighty Goats wins this. They push us to a game number 3. Snitches Get Stitches win this. They get off a little bit early tonight. So first pick, first ban is going to go over to the Goats. We will see what they pick and see what they ban. Personally, I think you go with the Haka first pick here if you're looking for a global character. I absolutely believe Dahaka is the best first pick global character at this point. If you're going for globals. If you're going to ignore globals, then Malthael, Stukov, both super strong. We're going to get the Genji ban again. And, you know, keep in mind, both the Goats and Snitches Get Stitches may know something I don't know. I have not looked into players on either side, so I don't know if one of them is a God tier Genji player, and I just don't know it yet. All right, TLV ban. That means Snitches Get Stitches don't want to deal with that crazy soak 4-man push that TLV enables you to do on Warhead Junction. So that makes sense. I get that. If you don't want to deal with it, the quickest way to not deal with it, just ban it. And there we go with a quick Greymane pick, which makes me think Snitches Get Stitches banning that in the first game was a targeted ban because the Mighty Goats first picked Greymane on a map that Greymane is okay on, but this is not a strong map of his like Battlefield of Eternity was. So I think they definitely probably like have a Greymane comfort pick player on their side. So that makes sense. And that absolutely explains why Snitches Get Stitches banned that Greymane in that first game. Because not only is Greymane good on that, like absurdly good, but clearly it looks like the Mighty Goats have a comfort pick Stitches on their team. Alright, so pick going over to Snitches Get Stitches. Man, I really am hoping one of these teams wants to global to death. And there's the Dahaka. Maybe we'll see a Brightwing, too, to go with it. Nope, Dahaka Zagara. Now, Zagara can be global post 10 if she goes Nidus Network. Zagara may also be another comfort pick for a member on Snitches Get Stitches. So, really, we could be looking at either being the case here. Alright, we're going to get the Uther pick. Uther is probably one of the better healers at this point. I think the only healer... I still think Stukov can get close to Uther level healing. But if you haven't had time to really play him in the last 2 days, I can understand going Uther instead. But you need something to complement that. You need... like a strong... like two strong words. Like a Sonya and Falstad's a good pick here, but now they have most of their DPS picked up. They do have a global. What do I want to see with that? Like a Sonya and a Muradin maybe, or a Sonya and an Uberak. I like knowing both of those. Alright, so Majesty965 telling me in chat that Goats have one of their highest level heroes is a TLV on this map. So that absolutely makes sense. And right now Snitches Get Stitches hovering the Artanis ban. And there it goes. Alright. Moving over to the Mighty Goats ban. You know what I would not mind seeing them ban here is a Brightwing. Take away another global, just so you can, and you know, make it good, right? If you take away that global, it means that they're stuck with only Dahaka or Zagara if she goes Nidus Network. Unless I can't see going Uther Brightwing on the side of the Mighty Goats. So I feel like taking away Brightwing here might be the right choice here. So they have 15 seconds left to decide. Let's see what they end up going with. Clock is ticking down, though. And Rhaegar is the ban. Okay. All right. I wonder what healer they really want. I still like the Brightwing here. Alright. Vala did a good chunk of damage for Snitches Get Stitches last game. So that's a good... I can dig that. Vala Ariel. If they're going to let you, why not, right? And now they just need to probably go with one last tank. Over on the other side, back over to the Mighty Goats. They really, really, really need to pick a warrior here, a solid warrior. You know, a Nubrak works, but so does Stitches. A hook onto any target into an Uther stun with both Falstad and Greymane could instantly lead to a kill. Whether or not they get that kill, it's hard to tell. But it could lead to a kill. If they do it. Time's almost up. Let's see what they end up going with. Huh. Alright. Arthas Abathur. Arthas is a great hat target. Falstad and Greymane is like a superb clone. Greymane also a good, or Falstad also a good clone. Even Arthas is a good clone. If they have an Abathur player who can soak well, that could be great. I mean, all right, Snitches Get Stitches. Your name has the word Stitches in it. I think you have to pick up the Stitches here. Stitches would synergize with your team just fine. Although the hook probably not that helpful. And we're going to see a Sonya. So Dahaka, this is interesting. Dahaka is going to be the primary tank. And Sonya is going to be the solo laner. Or Zagara is going to be the solo laner. And Sonya Dahaka are going to be with the group. Or they're going to do a three-way split. Send Sonya bottom lane, send Dahaka top lane, or vice versa. And then keep a three-man in the middle with Ariel's Dahaka. Or, yeah, we'll have to see. There's a number of ways you can split this up. But the only way we're going to find out is if we load into the game. So here we go. For the Mighty Goats on the blue team, we have G.O.A.T on the Greymane, Womack on the Falstad, Death on the Abathur, Ezris on the Uther, and Unknown on the Arthas. And for the red team, Snitches Get Stitches currently with a 1-0 lead in this best of three. Speedymon on the Vala, Andariana on the Sonya, Andorian on the Zagara, Spectorama on the Ariel, and Bandito on the Dahaka. All right, so both teams ready to go. And, you know, if the Mighty Goats want to move this to another game, they got to win here. If Snitches Get Stitches can pick up a game here, that's going to be all she wrote.
Time remaining 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let the battle Begin.
And we do see a Zagara going up into the top lane right away, while the rest of the teams all come into this mid lane. Watchtower going to be picked up by Snitches Get Stitches right away. And we have Sonya splitting bottom lane. So we are going to see the three-way split. Falstad flying top right away. And yep. All right, so Falstad top, Greymane along with Abathur soaking this bottom lane, and we are going to see a slight rotation with Vala and Ario coming bottom lane to deal with the Greymane Abathur, which actually makes sense, leaving Dahaka and Sonya in the middle lane to deal with this Arthas and this Uther. Uther, of course, rotating bottom out to assist in the team that has rotated down to the bottom. And Zagara still winning that top lane against Falstad. So this could be a problem for the Mighty Goats. If Abathur's getting this much help in a lane, then Abathur's not doing what Abathur's best at. And that's allowing you to soak lanes effectively and allow you to get a multiple person rotation going in one lane to try and take advantage of the fact that you have an Abathur. Now, Abathur did jump up to the top lane, where he is body soaking with Falstad against the Zagara. We have 2 members from each team in each of the other lanes of sorts. Looks like the mid lane is going to automatically go over to the Sonyas.
Blue team claims first blood.
And down goes the Vala in that bottom lane while I was up the middle lane checking out what was going on there. It's always, always, always a bummer when you miss a kill like that, but can't really do much about it, unfortunately. So here we go. We do have Dahaka trying to pick up this nuke in the bottom lane after Sonya's already launched her nuke mid lane and taken out part of that wall and done some damage to the fort. Uther and Greymane doing a great job here in this bottom lane, keeping the Snitches Get Stitches team from taking that nuclear bomb. And in the meantime, mid lane, we did get Sonya getting picked off against the Arthas. Sonya into Arthas is probably not the trade I'd be looking to make and rotate her around after she comes up. Dahaka might actually get this one this time. Nope. Abathur interrupting with that hat on the Greymane. Dahaka looking to try and pick up that nuke, but just can't quite do it. There's a lot of pressure in this bottom lane. Sonya, meanwhile, is facing Arthas again and looking to make her mark. Not sure she's going to be able to do it. And again, Uther pushing in, trying. Man, the Mighty Goats is really trying to keep Snitches Get Stitches from picking up this bottom nuke. And at some point, one of these teams has to go enough is enough and just walk away, because they're just not getting it. Dahaka taking a ton of damage, has to burrow to save his life. Ario able to heal him, and nobody has picked up this bottom nuke yet. Arthas going back to tap. Maybe the opening that Snitches Get Stitches looks for, but no, Abathur with his hat again, able to push off the Vala. 7 being picked up, and that's going to be a dead Ariel. That should... Ooh. Vala is so low, able to barely escape with her life, but that's going to be bottom nuke. Finally going over to the Mighty Goats. Alright, both teams splitting back into their soaking lanes. Falstad looking to pick up this top tough camp against all of the pressure Zagara is putting on. Zagara looking to actually take out this fort right away if she can. Uther did back and is coming back to the front lines of battle on this bottom lane, looking to drop a nuke here, opening up the lane with the boss, of course, which makes the most sense when you're holding the nuke. Ariel, the only one down here right now, as Sonya picks up camps, and Vala is just now making her way back to the Ariel player. Dahaka is starting to push in that middle lane. And we do see, I think that's right. Yep, we do see Mule coming out from Abathur here. Try and help some of that structural damage that may have been picked up. Uther still holding on to that nuke. Not quite able to release it yet. And we do have both sets of fire bats picked up in the bottom lane, making their way towards each other. Oh, but a nice two-man route has Vala pretty low, and Ariel goes down for her troubles. Vala, too, with a well-timed cocktail from Greymane.
Red team has destroyed a fort.
Zagara finally picking off that fort in that top lane. Her work here is done. She's going to go ahead and back up out of the fray. Greymane mid lane now looking to cause some trouble for Dahaka. Puts a little bit of damage on him. Not going to scare him away too far, though. Just pushes him back over the mid line. Uther still holding his nuke in that bottom lane. Not able to do much with it, though. We're still going to get 3 men in the bottom. Sonya might be in trouble here, but... oh, they could be looking to turn this. But level 10 is available for the Mighty Goats. And I'm not sure this is the fight you guys wanted to get. Finally picking up 10. Vala immediately pops Strafe. And Ariel has to go ahead and cocoon herself. Gonna die anyway. Vala dies as well. 4 versus 3, never a good fight. 4 versus 2, even worse. Sonya was not there and prepared to help them. And immediately, Mighty Goats starting this boss. I like this move. Who's going to contest it? 4 nukes on the ground in 8 seconds. If the Mighty Goats hurry up and grab this boss, the boss could start pushing while they fight over the nukes. If not, nukes will be out. Boss will, you know, not get as much value as they would have hoped for. There's the boss. And we do have Snitches Get Stitches picking up the mid lane nuke. But bottom lane nukes look like they're going to immediately go over to the Mighty Goats. And that's going to give them 3 nukes plus a boss in this bottom lane. That's pretty powerful stuff there. It's early. It's only an 8-minute boss, but you could make some damage happen. Meanwhile, Abathur must have stepped out a little too far because he got killed. He went top lane to try and grab that nuke. He grabbed it, but then Sonya picked him off, and that was the end of Abathur. Mighty Goats picking up this fort right away. Looks like they did not use any of their nukes yet. Boss is still about half health. This should be, if not the keep, at least the keep wall. But I expect the keep to go down here. Meanwhile, we have Dahaka and Sonya detonating 2 nukes. 1 top lane, 1 mid lane. Mid lane fort is pretty low. Top lane keep took a little bit of damage. Out come the nukes. This is definitely going to be a keep down. Sonya popping strafe, getting a lot of value. And that's going to be a dead Arthas. But the keep has gone down. Zagara awfully low. And Greymane clone chasing her down. Not able to quite do it. Boss is going to get cleared out here. And that's going to be a keep going over to the Mighty Goats. But kills going over to Snitches Get Stitches. And a nuke for their trouble. Both teams hitting 13. And Sonya in that top lane, taking out this boss solo and doing a great job as Zagara is using her global, taking out. Oh, Abathur barely escapes with his life. Oh, so low. Zagara taking a bunch of damage from the Arthas here. May not be able to escape now that Greymane joins and is not able to do so. The rest of the Mighty Goats making their way up to the boss to try and clear this as quickly as possible. So far, the Mighty Goats is doing a great job of rotating around the map and trying to not just react to Snitches Get Stitches, but also keep them busy. So I like the rotation so far. Able to save their keep, only losing 1 part of the keep wall from earlier. But we have Snitches Getting Stitches looking to do an invade here and take away some fire bats. Abathur not too far away, may actually get spotted. or may not. And we're going to have 2 more warheads spawning. But we do have Dahaka still holding one, looking to take out Keep Wall and do some damage to Keep, while burrowing down bottom lane to pick up a warhead. Oh, this could be bad for Sonya. 3-on-1 is not odd. Sonya would look to really go in on. And she's going to walk away, leaving that warhead to go over to the Mighty Goats. Arthur's going to go ahead and drop his nuke and look to finish off this front fort wall in the top lane and put some damage on the keep. That is happening. Meanwhile, bottom lane, we have the rest of Snitches Get Stitches pushing in on this bottom lane and looking to at least take out the fort, I suspect. This is dangerous, though. If both teams just decide to race, my money at this point is on the Mighty Goats. They've already got to keep down, so it looks like we're just going to try to open up the bottom lane, is my suspicion, and the top lane for the Mighty Goats so that both boss lanes are open to the core. That certainly looks like what we're doing here. And that's another keep going down. And the Mighty Goats already starting on the core. It's dropping pretty fast. I'm not sure. They got a B, and they are being to try and stop it. But that core dropping so fast, 40%. I'm not sure that the Snitches Get Stitches going to be able to defend it. No, they're not. And that's going to bring us to a game number 3 as the Mighty Goats win on Warhead Junction.